What's good, everybody? I hope you stick around for the whole vid. I really appreciate it. I think this is probably one of the most important vid topics that I have covered on this channel. So important that your boy actually took some notes this time. You know what I'm saying? Just because I want to make sure that I covered all my bases here. Now, how not to flinch while sparring. Now, overcoming flinching. A lot of it is definitely mental, and it's not something that you're going to be able to adjust and get used to overnight. Just like anything else, it's going to take time. That's what I want to lay out before we really dive into this. Is a lot of what I'm going to say still just revolves time. You know, time is going to be your best friend when it comes to learning how to fight. And mind you, I am just an MMA hobbyist. I am not a pro fighter. I am not a career fighter. I am a hobbyist that avidly trains. I've been training for years now. I'm a guy on YouTube trying to make relatable content to the average MMA hobbyist. I'm talking a lot about like research that I've done and also things that have worked for me, as well as techniques and things that my coaches have taught me. This topic really hits home for me personally because I had a problem with flinching a lot, especially in my early sparring days. And I really just was never an aggressive fighter, like a fighter per se. Like, I never really sparred aggressively. I never had that, like, some people, they really have that switch in them. And it took me a while to actually develop that switch. And shout out to my other gym, Columbia River Jiu Jitsu, where I really feel like I was honing more of that, like, turn it off and on mentality. To where, again, man, like, I'm not trying to say I got it all together, but I can confidently say that in my sparring, I definitely have things that I like to do. I definitely have like a certain style that I'm going for within my sparring. And I just love that like pressure style fighting that I've been bringing on into my game. And a lot of that, again, like I just wasn't used to that at first. Like I was flinching a lot. I would give too much respect to people's strikes. And I'll kind of talk about that later on in the vid, what I mean about like giving somebody too much respect, right? And it's not in the type of term that like you talk about as far as respect goes. Of course, like respect your gym partners, respect your training partners, but again, I'll talk about that later. So practicing certain techniques, positive self-talk is super important. You guys, like, you have to pay attention to the conversations that are going on in your head. I'm not trying to say be delusional, right? But if you really are out here having a mindset of, oh man, like this guy's too good, this guy's gonna keep hitting me, I'm gonna get hit by, your body will very much show that while you're training, while you're sparring. The biggest mind shift that I had that helped me stop flinching was I really started looking at people as not people. And I know that sounds weird, but I started looking at my opponent more as a target, as something to hit. And I think that really helped get out of that mindset of like, oh man, like I'm sparring somebody who's much better than me. It really helped erase all that crap that's going on in my head and shifted back to what is in front of me, which is a target that I need to hit. It's essentially what your opponent is, right? So now drilling to me has helped a bunch. Attack and defensive drills. Of course, doing kickboxing and Muay Thai drills are just as important, but I think what really helped me with getting more used to like punches coming at me and just not being so afraid of them no more is the boxing drill. Shout out to my old boxing coaches, but man, I'm so glad that I did boxing drills, attack drills, defensive drills, boxing footwork drills, and just getting used to those punches coming towards your face and near your vicinity while trying to keep your eyes open, trying to practice that awareness of not squinting up too much when punches are coming at you. And trust me, man, you could do this for years, and every once in a while you'll still get that. You know what I mean? It's just kind of in us. But the goal is to definitely not be afraid of the punches coming at you. I'm gonna tell you straight up, man, this is not book club. This is not a sewing club. You feel me? Like, you are going to get hit while sparring. You just gotta be not afraid of getting hit. It can take months, It could take years to kind of snap out of that mindset of not being afraid to get hit. But you just have to not be afraid, because if you start hesitating in sparring, if you start reacting to every single thing somebody's doing, like every feint they do, you react to it, bro, they got you. They got you up here. You know what I'm saying? And this is a vid topic for another day, but there is a huge difference between flinching and reacting. Now, again, I'm going to say it. There's a difference between flinching, right? And reacting. Reacting to certain moves that somebody is doing. I can't wait to dive more into this topic, but you shouldn't react to everything somebody's doing. Like you shouldn't react to every feint someone's throwing. Shouldn't react to every punch. I'm gonna dive into that in a separate vid because don't want to get off track with how to stop flinching. Holding pads for people, holding pads for your gym partners. It's also really helped me stop flinching so much because not only am I getting used to punches being this close. When you hold pads, right, you're usually, at least if you're holding them properly, you're not holding them out here for people. You're holding them here, right? Boom, boom. And that alone is helping you get used to these punches. Again, coming near you. Basically, just getting used to that stimulant and not having, just not being so afraid of that. You're training your body to get used to that stimulant in a way. In my opinion, you can get a lot out of pad work and drills as long as you have that same mentality of like, treat it like in like a real life scenario basis, right? Like drill don't do these drills and have your neck and your chin out. Keep your hands up, have your chin tucked, like treat these drills as if you're going to be doing them in like a sparring slash fighting situation. Treat these defensive drills as if somebody is going to attack you. Treat these attacking drills as if you're going to be on the offense of somebody. And it's the same thing, man. Like treat these pad holding, like keep your eyes open. Don't like, you got to practice, you got to keep these things in mind when you're holding pads for somebody. You got to be like, all right, I'm aware. I'm keeping my eyes open. I'm not trying to squint. It's another thing is looking at the body. Now, I don't know about you guys, but to be honest with you, just to keep it real, I barely ever look at people's eyes when I'm sparring. Like almost never. I'm always looking at here, the center. I'm looking at the chest, I'm looking at the torso, I'm looking at the shoulders. I'm kind of looking at their body from like a kind of like a panoramic peripheral, like I'm looking at it as a whole. And the thing is like when you look at the torso and the center, you can see the face, like the face is here, the chin is here, right? But you can really see more of what people are going to do, in my opinion, like the possible telegraphing, like being able to, from my experience, I've been able to dodge, block, slip punches way more the moment I started keeping the fight right there. Floyd Mayweather Sr. said it the best, you know what I mean? Like the fight is in the middle, it's in the center. I also believe Sean Strickland talked about this as well. He talked about how he doesn't really look at the eyes, he doesn't look at the head.
I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this. I'm watching this. I'm watching the elbow. I'm watching the bilingual. So when you throw a jab,
he's looking at the body, he's looking at the shoulders, he's looking at movement here. And I think that shifting to that mindset has really helped me over the times, because now like I barely looking at people's faces. I'm just focused on what is in front of me and here. Focused on it, my mindset. Boom, this is a target I need to hit. This person's got two arms, I got two arms. That's also the last thing that I was going to say is we got to stop giving people too much respect. Now, again, I'm not trying to say that in like a literal term as far as like, bro, please do not disrespect your partners. Do not mistreat people in the gym. I'm not trying to say that. What I mean by giving people too much respect is just giving their striking too much respect, right? Like, we've all done it, especially in a beginner level, bro. Like where you get jabbed. Maybe you eat a good jab. Boom, you eat a clean shot. Now you're sitting here being like, oh, fuck. Like that did not feel good. Maybe your head got rocked back. Now everything he does, now he's fainting. Now he's like, you know what I mean? Like you're you're like, because you don't want to get hit again. You don't want to get hit, so you're out here, and that's what I mean by giving people too much respect, bro. It's like, you ate a shot, oh well, bro. We got to get back to it. Boom, right? Okay. Oh man, boom, work on things. Work on keeping your distance. Work on keeping him at bay. Boom, get back to center, bro. Get back to that mindset. What we're not gonna do is we're going to flinch to everything that they throw or try to throw or feint. We're not going to flinch to every feint. Goal is to try to stay composed even within those times. And again, it is so much easier said than done because even at a pro level, like it happens, bro. So please, like, just again, take it for what it is because everyone's guilty of it. You'll eat a good shot, you're like, damn, that hurt. Boom. You don't want to, of course, man, it's only normal. You don't want to feel that again, right? To a certain level, does flinch. Even at higher levels, like you'll see it in higher level boxing and higher level MMA. But it's really just trying to get back to that composure, trying to get back to that mindset, trying to ground yourself again. So, speaking of grounding myself, these are a few little weird tips and ticks that I do, and I'm not trying to say this is right at all, please. So don't. You guys can take this info for what it is. I'm not trying to say do it because for all I know, y'all got coaches that will tell you that this is a terrible idea. And honestly, if that's what they say, dude, like I'm not the one to say otherwise. But a couple of weird ticks and things that I do that I guess in a sense like grounds me back to that fighting and sparring mentality. Sometimes I'll do this thing where, like, before I start a match or while I'm in one, something I do before I start a round or during a round is I'll literally, like, with my gloves, I'm here and I'm just kind of touching my face again. I don't know why I do that weird thing. I do this with my nose sometimes. Just weird things, right? Again, I'm not trying to say it's a right thing to do, not trying to say it's the wrong thing to do, but it's just something I've noticed I subconsciously do. I've seen people do that's what my coach does, man. My coach, he's like, maybe it's getting your them gears moving in our brain. I don't know what it is, but little ticks like that. I've noticed that there are certain fighters in the gym. They do it to probably center themselves back. And again, I think that from my personal experience, to me, just having something like that has put me back in that. We're here and this is what we're doing. Like boom, I'm just it just I don't know why. To me personally, it's like a reminder for me to like tighten up, for me to lock in. Now I want to end it on a few other things that you can very well do. I just haven't done them, so I just cannot give you guys my honest input on whether these things are super effective or not. But let me know in the comments if you want to see a separate vid. Maybe I'll try doing more of these drills as well to give you guys my honest answer. But one of them is the ball reflex exercises, like the thing with the ball and you pop, 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 pop. Again, I've never tried that, but I'm sure that definitely helps, right? Because you're having an object coming straight back at your face. So just getting used to that stimulant. The water splashing technique. Haven't tried that. Definitely sounds like some type of old karate style technique. And dude, there's something to be said about those things, man. Like I do think that they work to a certain extent. Maybe in a separate vid, I'll try the water technique, but I just haven't haven't ever even looked into that. So pool noodles. Pool noodles, surprisingly, I haven't done enough drilling with pool noodles, but I really should because I feel like that would not only be beneficial, but just a way to lock in some combinations without like having to completely boom like smash into pads or anything like that, right? Just a way to really sharpen up and maybe get some technical work in with pool noodles. And I can see again the same thing where you're having pool noodles like coming at you in front of your face. I can definitely see that that helps. Like at the end of the day, some training is better than none when it comes to stopping flinching. So y'all better get to it, man. And I'm just practicing what I preach, So I'm constantly trying to improve, constantly trying to get better, especially being an MMA hobbyist, bro. Like always trying to up the quality of this content. So which includes just trying to improve myself as a hobbyist. But in conclusion, so like I said, man, in conclusion, we're all human, even at the highest level. Flinching does still happen, but the goal is to obviously do it as less as we can. It will help us become better at fighting. And again, it's important that no matter what, we try to stay composed during the rounds. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this. Also, let us know in the comments as well any tips or tricks that you personally like doing, that you like working on to help stop flinching. I really would like to know. So, yeah, let's share it down below, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You'll be seeing me post weekly.